Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about microblading. I caved in and got my brows microbladed recently, and this has been, something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. But then I kind of get nervous and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they come out bad? And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just work on growing out my brows, and they never grow out. So about a few months ago, and I think I mentioned this later on in the video, a few months ago, I was at my dermatologist's office and I said to her, I go, did you get your brows microbladed? Because they just looked really good and they kind of looked perfect. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, they look great. So she told me the girl that she went to. I pulled up her Instagram, looked at all her work, and I was like, oh my goodness, it looks so natural. And I kind of caved in because I was just sick of doing my brows, you guys. It takes so damn long. They're not growing back. I ruined them years ago when thin eyebrows were in, and no matter what products I use, they never seem to grow back. And I just am, sick of filling them in all the time. So I caved in, I got them done, and throughout this video, it's kind of going to be like a vlog experience video, if you will. I think I have footage from right after when I got it done the first day, and then I check in with you guys periodically throughout the week to give you updates on how my brows are, what they look like, etc. You're definitely going to see the difference from when I first got them done all the way till the end of the video or now. There's definitely a difference because they do take time to heal. I think the only thing that I didn't mention in this vlog is kind of like the prep before you go to get your brows microbladed, and your artist or technician will kind of go over that with you before. But basically, and I should have grabbed my phone because it had all the instructions, but she just told me to avoid caffeine, which was really hard for me. So I think I had a decaf coffee that morning because I just love having my hot beverages, but she said to avoid caffeine, and I think like aspirin or Tylenol, something along those lines, and then also retinol products, AHA, BHAs for like at least 2 weeks prior. There might have been a few other things as well, but again, like if you do decide to get that done, they'll go over all of that with you. But hopefully this video is informative and helpful to you, especially if you are considering getting your brows microbladed. So I definitely wanted to document this process and give you guys my overall feedback and everything like that. This is the longest intro ever. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and the notification bell down below. And without further ado, if you guys would like to see my microblading experience, then just keep watching. It's day 2. Hopefully I am not scaring you with these brows. Yesterday when I got them done, I was just really tired afterwards, so I didn't get a chance to kind of vlog and show you what they looked like, but I believe my technician took before and after pictures, so I will insert them somewhere when she posts them on her Instagram page to show you what they looked like right when I got them done after. But I figured I could just walk you through yesterday and kind of also throughout this vlog address any questions or concerns, like popular questions and concerns that people would have. I just gotta think of them all. So yesterday I went and it took about, I want to say 3 to 3.5 hours. If I didn't have her do the shading, which I'll get into, it would have been about 3 hours. So once I arrived there, she put like numbing cream on my brows, and then I filled out paperwork. So once I was done numbing, I thought she was going to take the threads that I see in videos, the threads that mark up your face and like shape that they're gonna fill in your brows. She doesn't do that, my technician. She took like a black pencil and she just draws in the shape with the strokes. And when you see it, it looks weird because it's all black. So I kind of went back and forth with her a little bit because I wasn't used to the shape she drew because it was so much thicker than when I even draw my brows in. So I kind of went back and forth, and she's like, I want you to love them. So she would like either take a little bit away and kind of adjust them for me. And, it came to the point where I was just like, you've been doing this, I trust you. I think it just was the fact that I'm not used to my brows being this like big. So she, did everything. It didn't really hurt. It just, I don't know, it just kind of feels like a prick. It didn't really hurt me, hence the fact I had the numbing cream on. It wasn't painful per se. So once she was completed, it definitely, I could see all the strokes and everything. But I did say, you know, is there any way to kind of fill in between some of the, you know, the hairs or the strokes? And I also want to mention that my technician does very natural looking brows. It's not like powder brows or anything like that. I wanted to go for the natural look. So she's like, yeah, I can do some shading. So the shading took like an extra 15 to 20 minutes, and then she kind of shaded in, and it's like a different technique and it feels a little different, but it wasn't really that painful. And she kind of just shades in between all the stroke marks. And I just want to zoom in or get closer to the camera, show you guys exactly what it looks like, so you guys can kind of see like the stroke marks and everything like that. There are some spots that are going to look bare, but it will come back. This is all part of the healing process. Like right in there, that's actually where I had no hair. It'll start to come back, but like all of this is not even my hair. They're all stroke marks. Like typically when I would fill my brows in, definitely wasn't this big. So it's just an adjustment, but I'm really starting to like the shape of them. She went with the shape, like the way that she drew them in is she really kind of went with my face structure and my brow bones and everything and how they were shaped. When I'm drawing in my brows, I'm not doing that. So I was like, you know what? I trust you. But yeah, so let me see if I can show you guys this side so you guys can see the stroke marks. Again, this is not what they're going to look like in the end. So for price, when I left there, they do recommend, I don't know if I addressed this in the intro or not, they do recommend to get a second touch-up 6 to 8 weeks later. My technician recommends 8 weeks. So initially I paid $495, which is a pretty good price for microblading. I've seen places that will charge $800 or even more for just your first session. So my technician was pretty affordable, but again, depending on where you live and where you go, the prices you know, can tend to fluctuate. And then for the touch-up, she will charge $75. My big thing was that I am going to be going to Florida for a few months, so I am going to miss that 6 to 8 week, you know, mark where I can go back to get the touch-up done. So she just said that's fine. When you get back, we can do the touch-up. It'll be like maybe a month after like the 8 weeks or whatever. You know, and that's the thing too, a lot of technicians don't like to do other people's work. Like you're probably wondering, well, could you go somewhere else and have them do the touch-up? And a lot of technicians don't like to do other people's work. And plus I would like to still go to her. I really like her work. So she's like, that's no problem. So the touch-up will be about $75. So pretty reasonable price. My husband, he's like, I don't even understand why you're getting this done. You don't need it. Men don't understand. I have brows. They're not going away. I wake up, I have brows. I go to bed, I have brows. Like, it's like life-changing. So when I left there, again, it just felt like a sunburn. Like it just kind of felt like a really bad sunburn. And I noticed that throughout the day, they started getting darker and darker and darker. So last night I took Tylenol. I didn't feel a thing. The like sunburn feeling went away. This morning, day 2, I don't feel it at all. But I woke up this morning and I'm like, whoa, they're looking pretty dark. So you guys, they're not supposed to be this dark. They have a lot of healing to undergo. So next, I'm going to be jumping back and forth trying to cover everything. So aftercare, she told me, and every technician, I guess, has like different aftercare instructions, but she emailed it to me. So she says throughout the day, you know, for the next 2 weeks or so, I want to either take a dry taper towel and kind of like, you know, pat down and just make sure there's no moisture or anything in my brows, make sure they're super dry. You definitely don't want to be going to the gym or sweating or anything like that. That's not a concern to me. I'm not doing anything at this point. It's winter, it's cold here. All I want to do is lay down and watch like Netflix and Lifetime movies. So I was like, there's no problem there. I'm not sweating. And in terms of showering, I just have to avoid getting my brows wet. So 4 times a day, I need to take a cotton ball, and I did just wet it. And I'm going to kind of do it on camera. This is damp, and I need to, wrong way, hold on. I need to kind of just like wipe down my brows. So I'm just going to do it live so you guys can see. This is the second time today that I'm doing this. So I don't know if it's going to pick up. It should, hopefully. Let's focus. You do see a little bit there. I don't know if that's pigment or not. I would think it is, but I'm supposed to do this. So this is the second time. I'm supposed to do it 4 times a day. Just kind of wipe down my brows. There's a lot more that came off that time. And then kind of like take a dry paper towel and kind of like pounce on it. That's what she was telling me. Just kind of like pounce on it. Again, depending on where you go, the aftercare instructions might be a little bit different. So you can see they're kind of a little bit red again. And then she did send me home with this after inked kind of like aftercare lotion for tattoos or whatever. It's basically just like an ointment that's going to help to further heal your brows, because again, microblading is making incisions into your skin. So you want to keep this area very clean at all times to avoid infections. So basically last night and every night I take a Q-tip and I kind of just put this on my brows and make sure it's rubbed in pretty good. Now throughout the day, you just don't want to touch your brows. I can't put makeup directly on my brows for at least 2 weeks, which is fine. Again, I'm not going anywhere, especially like everything going on. I'm not going anywhere. And I mean, I could put makeup on, but again, I'm not going anywhere. So I think in a nutshell, I covered the basics. I hope that they don't get darker than this. They may, but then she said that they're gonna start to get lighter. They may flake, which is totally normal, but she said if they do flake, do not touch them, just let it fall off. And for me, that's gonna be a little challenging because I just like to pick things. I know that sounds really bad. And yeah, so we will see, you know, what these brows look like, but they'll either get a little bit darker or they will start to get lighter, and then they'll start to get lighter to the point where it almost looks like it's too light, and then she said the pigment comes back. So it's a whole healing process. Then when you go back for your touch-up, that's when any pigment that didn't hold, she kind of touches up and makes like those final tweaks, and then you're good to go. So, you know, it's a big process, but already, even though I know they're like super dark, I have brows and it's great and it's life-changing. Hey guys, so today is like day 6, I want to say, and excuse my messy background. My beauty room's kind of a mess right now. So I haven't checked in with you guys since day 2, only because there wasn't really much to share with you. So we're going on day 6. Tomorrow will be 1 week since I've got my brows done. But basically since day 2, they just stayed dark, really dark. And the healing process has been fine, you guys. I've been wiping down like I showed you and then applying the ointment at night, and I don't have the redness anymore. I haven't had any pain. It was just the first night I initially got it done and I told you I took Tylenol. No pain. The healing's been great. So I didn't really feel the need to update you. They were just really dark and I'm just like, are they gonna get any lighter? So I think that they've gotten a little bit lighter, but they still feel a little dark to me, but I know that they will get lighter. So it's just, you know, you gotta wait for the whole process, but they're definitely not as dark as they were. And I have makeup on today, so this is my first time actually having a full face of makeup on with my new brows. Now granted, applying foundation, I had to be extremely careful because I can't technically still get any makeup on my brows. But I did want to update you because I think it was yesterday and I was wondering if this was going to happen, but my microblade technician, she said, or artist, whatever you want to call her, she did say that if you get the flaking, do not pick it off. And a couple days ago, I'm like, wow, I go, I'm not noticing really anything. I've noticed the flaking. The flaking has come. So I'm going to get really close up so you guys can see. I don't know if you're going to see the flaking, but that's kind of how they're healing so far. Again, I'm hoping that they do get lighter. They will. It's only been not even a week, but they're definitely looking better than they were. Now, you will see some patchy spots, and that's normal because the pigment is starting to fade, but the pigment will come back. And she told me, especially kind of like where she did the shading, that I might see some patchy spots. But I will tell you that when I did my makeup today and I didn't have to touch my brows, it saved me so much time and aggravation. Like, oh my goodness, this was 100% worth it. So, you know, I just gotta hang in there, do the whole healing process, and then when I do go to get my touch-up or whatever, but I just hope that they get a little bit lighter. And then the other thing too, the shape is actually fine with me. Initially I just wasn't used to it, but yeah, so far so good. Hey guys, so it's been a little bit over 2 weeks. I know it's been a while since I touched base with you. Oh my goodness, I look like a ghost. It's really bad, so just disregard how pale I look. So yeah, I mean, Not much has changed other than the fact that my brows are much lighter than they were. They definitely are not as dark as they were before, thank goodness. Now, I know that my technician said like 6 to 8 weeks for them to fully be healed. I'm to the point now where the flaking has completely stopped, which is good. It was really hard to try to like avoid picking the flaking off, and I'm to the point where I'm not wiping down my brows anymore. And then I stopped a couple days ago using the ointment. My brows healed really well. I mean, I really didn't have that many issues. Now I'm gonna get close up so you can see, but there are some places that do look sparse, and within the 6 to 8 week time frame, pigment is going to start to come back. She did tell me that. And then when I go for my touch up, that's where we can kind of fine tune whatever didn't stick. But you guys, I am obsessed with having brows. I'm wearing makeup now. I have very minimal makeup on, but I don't have any brow product in. I have taken a pencil a couple times and just to kind of like make them a little bit more precise, because again, I do have to go for the final touch up, but they healed really well. Like I had no problems, no issues at all. And she did say that everybody that she does heals really well. She was definitely right. So I didn't really have much to update you guys on. So this is a little bit over 2 weeks, definitely much lighter, but I'm obsessed. I'll get close up again so you can kind of see. Honestly, and I don't know like how good it looks in my camera, but when I look at my brows, I can't even tell they're microbladed. They just look like my brows grew out. That's how natural they look. It's insane. I see other people, I love their brows. I can tell they're microbladed because they look perfect. Mine, I mean, I want her to get a little bit more precise when I go back for the touch-up so they look a little bit more perfect. But I mean, I can't even tell that they're microbladed. That's how natural they look. It's just crazy. It just looks like my brows grew out. It's like nuts. I wish I got this done sooner. I'm so obsessed. Every day I'm like to my husband, I have brows. I wake up, I have brows. I would definitely recommend, I think I said this before, like last week when I touched base with you, I would definitely recommend microblading. Just do your research when you are looking up technicians or artists. Look at their work. Maybe if you know somebody, talk to them who got it done. That's what I would personally do. Okay, guys, so that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you gotten your eyebrows microbladed? Do you love them? Did you have a bad experience? Are you considering getting your eyebrows microbladed? I would definitely be curious to find out. I am so obsessed. And I can't even wait to see what they're gonna look like when I go to get them retouched up. But it's like one of those life-changing decisions, and I think my husband is really starting to figure that out because I always have brows now, and it just builds my self-esteem up. I know it's kind of like corny, but I had thin, pathetic brows before, and I just got sick of filling them in all the time. Now they're just not going anywhere. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. Definitely let me know. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.